The recording will be available shortly after we finish. It'll be emailed to you all. It'll also be up on YouTube later. So if you missed something, it'll be there. If you got questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and then I'll relay those to Elizabeth as we get going. And if you got something you'd like to add, you can raise your hand in the chat, and we'll have some time. We will have a little bit of Q&A at the end as well. So if you want to wait till then to speak up, we can do that. That'd be great. But without further ado, I'm going to hand it off to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you ready?
I am. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon on this Tuesday. It's bright and beautiful here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So all of you that are getting snow, you lucky devils. I haven't seen snow in a while. Well, this year is a totally new year for us at Von Tobel with live school. Let me see if I can get this to change. We are now fully student run, well, and myself, of course, but our past history, we were off to a great start last year with everything. And the live school advisor was so overloaded with everything. We were short 2 administrators. And so she just really lost touch with live school. So it ended up failing, of course, and therefore failing our students. You know, I heard all the time, when am I going to get this? When am I going to get that? For my 6th graders, I do teach ELA 6, by the way, all day. And I have this class in between. So I thought, why aren't the students delivering these rewards? You know, I would love to see a student in a classroom handing out a reward so the others would have buy-in to it, instead of them just picking them up at the student store, which had never happened. So the idea came to me last school year, and then this school year, we did, the administration did say that you can have a live school class. Well, my idea was like, let's just deliver the prizes, the rewards. Well, they put it all on me, the whole program. So we are creating every part of the live school system here. We created the rewards, the point system, and so on. So we have in our school, we have a 30-minute intervention class that's built in, and it's every day of the week except on Wednesdays. And that is when my live school council meets. It is a fast 30 minutes. I'm so grateful that my admin team allowed us to do this. Our live school council members, they were chosen on the point system. So for instance, our point system has the Tigers, since we are Tigers, Von Tobel Tigers, teamwork, integrity, goals, effort, responsibility, and success. And so I selected some of my 6th grade ELA students that met all this criteria. Also, of course, their grades and behavior, but if you have all that, you're good. So right now we have mixed grade levels. We have 7th and 8th. The reason we don't have 6th graders right now is because, you know, we didn't know them. They were in elementary school at that time. So we will be putting, we have a teacher that we're in contact with that will recommend getting a 6th grader in for next school year. We have 13 members. Students agreed to be in the live school council when they were first selected. They usually get to pick their own class. So it was strictly volunteer. So I told them the responsibilities, what our goal is. And I asked them if they wanted to be in a different intervention course, or if this would work for them, because they were pre-selected. So they really felt honored. Next year, yeah.
One quick question we had jumped in the chat, which from Mike, and a lot of other folks may have this as well, but I was going to let you answer it. He asked, what is live school? And I can give our answer, but I want to know, you can give your answer.
Okay. Live school is an awesome reward system for the school. Let's see, how do I go about all this in a nutshell? So it's a reward system. Students earn points from teachers, And then with those points, they can go to the reward store and choose items. So my principal gave us an $8,000 budget. So we have created a store, and we have, and I'll go through the order form later of the little items that we have, but the teachers give life school points out, students get rewarded. And I'm sure there's more. I know there's a lot more to it than what I just said, but I'm just saying the sweet and simple version. Anything else, Jordan?
No, that was great. And Stacy, yes, that similar to PBS, exactly. You can run your PBS system through Live School. But did have one more question. Julia hopped in. She asked, do you have a student council as well as your Live School council?
We do. Yes.
All right. I think you're probably ready to go.
Okay. This is our duty stations. Okay, so we have the processing station. That is where the students are on Chromebooks. They are writing orders. They're receiving the orders from Canvas. So Canvas was our platform during COVID, during distance learning. And so under the announcements on Canvas that all the students can access, there is a Live School order form. And I'll show you all that in a second. So the processing station, we have 2 to 3 students who are on the Chromebooks. They're on the Google form. They're looking at the Google form. They're writing down the intervention teacher's name. They're writing down the student's name and what the student ordered. So let's say they ordered a sequence keychain or a tech deck. So they would write down the intervention teacher, because that's where we're delivering it. So the classroom for the intervention teacher, their name and what they ordered. Then that card goes to the packing station, and they are putting the deliveries together with the card. Then it's sent over to that order is then gone to the delivery station, where we have a sorting system by room numbers, classroom numbers. And then we deliver on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we only do this during intervention time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If a student is absent, we just deliver it again the next time. Our order station their job is to go through the inventory. Like right now, we're really low on invisible ink pens and tech decks. And so they will they have access to the order form through Amazon, where they put the links in. Also on the order form, there is a place for students to put if there's something that they would like to see in our reward store. And we have lots of interesting ideas for that. And next year, we've only been doing this for two months. So a lot has happened. Trust me, it's not as smooth as it seems. At first, the kids were all standing around like, I don't know what to do. And then, with the student's personality, they naturally started going to those stations where they see themselves working. So next year, we'll definitely go through the stations beforehand. Where do you think you're most beneficial? And are you better at the computer? Do you want to make deliveries? That kind of thing. So that's our stations. That's kind of the process of every day for those 30 minutes. Our student order form that's on Canvas. So this is the Live School order form. Live School Council will be updating our form with new store items. Keep checking back. So I have a little announcement there. Let me see if I can share this screen with you. Are y'all looking at the order form? Okay, thank you. So I wrote today, timeout. Currently, we are on pause from receiving orders. We are getting caught up with our Halloween orders. Thank you all who ordered a pumpkin to a pal. Winter will be our next gift delivery. blah, 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 blah. If you have any questions, then I put my email address. Teachers get tired of students asking them questions about Life School, so they know to email the Life School Council, which I'm going to try to get them their own email address so they can access it instead of them all coming to me. So here is what an order form looks like. It's on Canvas. So instead of the teachers in the old days, a year ago, 2 years ago, teachers had to put in the orders. And you know how teachers feel about doing anything other than what they need. So this is available online in Canvas. They put their name, their intervention teacher's name, where it's going to be delivered, how many points they have. So here they go through Clever. That's where all our apps are kept for the school district. They check their Life School points. They write down how many points they have. And then here are some of our rewards that we have right now. We have a mouse, Pop-It bracelets, Stranger Things is fun. A lot of Stranger Things happening. Highlighters, wired earbuds, buds, fidget toy, keychain, lip gloss. What a hot item. I never knew. We have a Strangers themed combo, mechanical pencils, your basic notebook, Hot Wheels, reusable water bottles, temporary tattoos.
Elizabeth, we had a good
Okay.
question from Kim
Okay.
that I think could give a little bit of context. She asked, what was the thought process in having the kids deliver instead of having like a place where kids could go and spend?
Okay. Great question. And that's really what made me want to have this class, because the students were to go to the student store to pick up their gift. Well, I thought it'd be a great idea during these intervention classes to have the students be seen for the school culture and see other students being rewarded, and that would drive their behavior. And so the students are making the deliveries, and then the other students would say, oh, hey, this is actually happening this year, because the 7th and 8th graders, it wasn't happening last year. So it's more of a spread, a positive culture for the students. And them being a part of it is so major. So that was the idea behind the deliveries.
Ms. Holt, may I jump in real quick to answer further on that question?
Yes.
I work with Ms. Holt, an assistant principal at Tobel. And one of the reasons that we also didn't want to do we do have a student store at our school, but it mostly sells food items. And these are, as you saw in all these prizes, they are non-food items. We didn't want any food in the classrooms. Our maintenance guys thank us. We wanted the food to be only eaten in the cafeteria. So some of them were wanting to pick up their prizes after school, before school, etc. Our student store is not open during those times. It is only open during lunches so that the students can eat the food items that they purchase there. So that is another reason we only wanted to do non-food items, but also, as Ms. Holt explained, just be like a Santa and deliver.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Toomey. That reminds me of one of my students. She did not want to deliver. She was so shy. And I'm like, I really need you right now. We got to get this out to the portable real quick. So she did it. And she came back and I'm like, how was it? She's like, it was okay. And I'm like, you're like Santa to these kids. They want to see you. So ever since then, she's been totally fine with it.
I'll add one thing to that from somebody who did like behavior, and I was concerned about skipping and hall passes and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
The way you guys are doing it, you have fewer kids actually in the hallway because you've got a few select ones running all the items as opposed to like a lot out at once. So that can be helpful too. We had one more question before while you're okay. On the items. Okay. Patricia asked, how do you come up with the prices?
With the point value?
Yes.
Okay. So it goes by the prices actually. So we don't have it nailed down to the penny, but if an item like, let's see, this character keychain is $1. It's usually 30 points. They're a little less than $1. We have them at 25 and so on. That was kind of like this, the mouse itself. And you know, I'm not a math girl, but the mouse itself is 75 points. And that mouse is, I believe, $6 on Amazon. So it goes by that. I did up the price of the lip gloss though, because we were selling out of those so fast, just so we could slow down with that. Lead pencils are another big item. Of course, they're only 15 points, but they're needed. Also on our form, we have your voice matters. List any suggested, reasonable, no iPhone rewards you would like to see in the Live School store. We get so many interesting requests. Of course, a smart aleck wrote, how about an Android? We get a lot of water and candy and things like that. So that's the form. It's available for them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on Canvas. Leaves the teacher out of having to put in the order for each of their students during class time. Okay. Let me see what else I have here. Let me go back. I remember how.
Hey, Elizabeth, while you're transitioning, we had a couple of good questions come through. We're having a lot of awesome questions today. The first was from Kathy. She asked, how do students redeem the rewards for scholars? Like I'm thinking she means like, how do they make sure like they have a balance and how it's comes on and off, because normally it's just staff that can add and subtract.
Well, they have access and Clever to the Live School app. And so they click on the Live School app and it shows them how many points they have. It's that easy.
Okay, and Jack
Does that
asked,
help?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Actually, Jordan, I'm going to jump in. I think they're asking how are students able to put in the rewards so that the points get deducted from the bank accounts?
Okay, thank you for the clarification. Absolutely. That happens with the Live School Council. That's part of the processing station. So so like for instance, right here, if we're looking at this Halloween order form, it's closed now, but let's see her order. So for instance, Kimberly she has 64 points. She ordered a plastic. We only did this at Halloween time. It was a delivery to a friend, pumpkin to a pal. And so to process this order, the students have a card and we put whom it's going to. So this is going to Jasmine Herrera. She's in Miss Sokol's intervention class. I have all the teachers' room numbers printed out. So that room number would go there. And of course, she got the pumpkin. There's only one order on here. And then after the card is written, it goes to another student at the processing station that is in charge of deleting the points. So the student would look at the Google form, write the order, delete the form, and then it goes to the Live School point deduction person, and they delete and they deduct the points. Does that help?
Yes, I think you got it. She said in the chat,
Okay.
she got it.
Okay, great. Okay, and so we decided to do a few of these deliveries to a friend, to a teacher. That was a lot of fun, but it got us really behind on our other orders. So we have 143 orders to fill, but we'll be on it. That was another big thing with me when I thought of this program, not only students delivering, but them getting their rewards, you know, in a reasonable time. You know, they're not waiting for a month to get their invisible ink pen, you know, for instance. So I feel like we've been doing a really good job with that. It just slowed down with our Halloween orders, but we will get everybody their prizes as soon as we can. Okay, again, our deliveries are Tuesdays and Thursdays. Students are assigned to different areas of the school. Our procedures are which these students know offhand. They're quiet in the hall rooms, knock on the door, be patient. I will have it scripted next year because at the beginning, when we first started this, they were just walking in and not saying anything because they're frightened. So we'll have a good morning. I'm from Life School. Would you like me to pass out these rewards to the students, or would you like to? Right now, we're waiting on our Life School Council t-shirts. We ordered them. The students designed them. They're just basic Life School t-shirts that they can just put on over whatever they're wearing. So they will be identified, but badges, whatever else works also. And these are just a few pictures that I had time to take real quick. This is the girl in the middle, Alexa here, that she was the one that was afraid to deliver. Now she is our #1 delivery agent. And then we have the processing center with the Chromebooks, and you can see the orange tickets there. Those are the ones that are for the pumpkins. And then this is our filling station, them getting orders ready to be delivered to the classrooms. And I think that's it that I have slides for. But let me go backwards. So my email address is on here. If anybody wants to write it down, feel free to email me at any time and I'll be happy to answer any questions. I know there's a ton of things that will happen in the near future that I'll say, oh, I wish I was included that here. And so I will be adding on to the slides as we learn more and as we perfect this class.
So Elizabeth, we got several things in the chat. There was a few folks asked specifically, could we share the slides? And I wanted to ask you before I said yes to that. Is that okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you could send me those after, we can
Okay.
have those with the recordings. That's no big deal.
Okay.
There was a budget question from Kelly. She asked about your rewards budget. Have you guys ever run out of funds? If you did, how would you adjust?
Well, that's a Miss Toomey question.
Happy to take that one on. We gave Miss Holt a budget, and so far she's been under, so it's okay, it's good. We are also an innovative 8 school, so we have a little bit more money than some of the other schools in our area. So we are trying with the system where it's strictly rewards rather than punitive, more as a system to, at the end of the day, we want our students to be successful. So far she's been good at keeping under the budget, and she knows what she has. And if she does run out, we will make sure that the student orders are filled. Kids come first. We will get that taken care of.
Yes, thank you. We shot for 10,000. He went under, but I'm sure if you smile real pretty, we'll go over. Just kidding. I just wanted to show you real quick. This is our order form that all of our Life School Council has access to. They learned how to type the link, with the name, with the text name instead of the whole link. So they've learned technically, and so have I. So we put what it is, the Life School point amount. It would be the item, the cost, and if it was received. Students are allowed to add to this, and before I send this into Ms. Toomey to approve it before it gets ordered, of course, I go over those with the students, and is this a good idea? Is it not? So we have that discussion as a class. They tend to, at the beginning, they were just thinking of just what they think is cool. And I said, this is for 6th graders too. And so we got to include that Hello Kitty stuff. And so they are the part of ordering this. I don't pick things out myself. It's all student generated.
So I'll add one thing to that. If there's some folks watching who that they don't have that budget, don't have access to it, there's a couple options for things like that as far as running rewards. You can find a lot of things that are free. Like you can do a lot of like privilege based stuff, like different seats, all sorts of things you can do. We've got all sorts of options on the Life School site for all sorts of free rewards and low cost stuff. So if like that's a concern for you, we can help you out there. The other question we had, and I lost track of who it was from.
Let me piggyback off that, what you just said, Mr. Pruitt. That was another thing. I've had a lot of great ideas from teachers about rewards that aren't costing us anything from our budget. And we had a great idea to watch the World Cup because our demographics here, they're really into soccer, and to watch the World Cup during their lunchtime. So some of the ideas that I have are awesome. It's just going to take somebody else to be there to do it. Like I'm teaching, so I don't have free time to do that. We had the pizza parties. Well, I guess that costs money too, but there were certain things that there was a dance off. I remember with the assistant principal last year that they could buy tickets from. Raffles were really big. I just haven't gotten that far. So we'll add gift cards to our reward store as well. $5 gift cards, Amazon, or there's a 7-Eleven right next door to us. So anyway.
Did your assistant principal win the dance off?
Well, the sad thing is it never happened because it was a Life School failure. It was on us. But yeah, maybe we can do a pie in a face or something. Yeah. Okay. We got some ideas flowing.
We also had I believe it's a behavior rubric question. What kind of things in your school do kids earn points for?
Okay. Well, we have lots of ways to earn rewards. So for instance, the T for teamwork. So working collaboratively, digital citizenship. I guess I could open it. Well, I'll just go through it real quick. Integrity, doing the right thing, goal setting, getting your work done on time, on track, effort, doing your best, focusing, respect, doing the right thing, respecting others, and then success, reaching your goals, and basically doing better than you thought you could. It's kind of a growth mindset thing on the S.
And Caitlin had a good question. She asked, how's the store evaluated for its impact on students and your school? Do you as debrief with the council? Do you share the feedback and their experience in it?
Absolutely. That is one of our plans. We are just on our second month right now of getting this going. I did contact, speaking of the counselor, I contacted her today. She's going to be helping us with that. And we're going to be talking about specifically the behavior improvement from Life School happening this year compared to last year.
Also, you mentioned the meeting times for your council. How many times do they meet in each week?
The counselors?
No, your council. Is it once a week?
Oh,
twice a week?
No, it's 4 days a week. So it's Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday and Friday. And then I'm available after school. I let them know I'll be in here doing stuff. So sometimes students come in to help clean up, organize things, or do a little stuff that we missed during our quick 30 minutes.
I think some people missed like how you chose the students that would be on council. It's an intervention class, right? But like
it is. So not all students are able to be a part of this because some students have that. It's strictly an intervention. They're being intervened for their language deficiencies. And so they are not able to to join the Live School Council because they are in class. Some of most of the ones that, I guess all of the ones that have been selected are they're not in need of that. They're in an explorations class. And because they're in an explorations class, they are eligible to be a part of the Live School Council.
So we have a
So
question.
maybe I can explain a little further.
Go
We
ahead.
built our master schedule with this 30-minute period, 4 days a week, so that our students who need additional help in the core subjects like math and English that need it, get that additional 30 minutes. And so for the students that do not need those help, that type of help, they take exploration classes like drones, robotics, the classes that that are fun to take, but not necessarily taking away from core classes. And Live School is one of those exploration classes.
Okay.
So I built that into our master schedule.
They do get a grade for it. Yes.
Yes.
They're all doing very well.
Awesome. We had a question from Teresa. You mentioned the pumpkin piles. Was that something students could redeem and send to a friend?
Yes. So that was a separate order form on Canvas. And yes, they could send it to a friend. A lot of them sent it to themselves, which is a great idea too.
Very fun. So that's probably going to be, I assume that's probably going to be like a Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day
Absolutely.
thing as
Yeah, we
well,
can't
probably.
wait. Yes, yes. They already want to do Thanksgiving. And I thought, why don't we thank a teacher? And they're like, oh, miss, we want to send it to our friends. I said, I don't know. I'm still looking at pumpkins right now. So it's really hard for me to think of Thanksgiving, but for sure winter. Yeah. Maybe snowmen. I don't know. We've got some ideas going.
There's another question here that kind of asked about inventory. They said, like, how are you keeping everything up to date? They're always like running out of things. So how are you communicating to students when something has run out?
Oh, what a great question. We do have announcements during second period. Sometimes that will be announced over the intercom. Otherwise, I put that note in the Google form. So when they access it on Canvas, I will take that product like the tech deck right now. I took that out of the Google form, and a lot of people are really upset right now that we're out of tech decks. But so I communicate that through the Google form with Canvas and in our morning announcements. I do get a lot of students that email me, when are the tech decks coming back, and I do email them back. At the beginning, one problem with the Google form ordering on Canvas is sometimes the students put the wrong room number or their intervention teacher has changed. And so that's really where our counselor comes into place. She's going to be helping locating these students and getting their prizes or their rewards to them. Some of them don't put their last name, wrong room number. They don't even put a teacher's name. And so at the beginning, we were emailing these students. Oh, you didn't put your last name. Who's your intervention teacher? And then we can't do this. We can't be emailing all these students. So I changed the Google form and I said, if it's not filled in completely, it will be deleted. And it happens quite often. But they learn once it's deleted, they haven't gotten anything, that they didn't do it correctly.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm really glad you came on with it kind of early in the process, because that's the kind of stuff you learn at the beginning of the process. Like, what
Oh yeah,
you learn that stuff early, and it's fresh on your mind, so you can kind of pass it on to everybody else. So now they know what to do and what not to do.
Yes, we have 2 Post-it papers in here. Live School, what is working, what is not working. They said what is working is they love the delivery. They love being in the classrooms. They love the reaction that they get from the students. It's such a positive feeling. one of the what is not working is one of the students not participating, doing his part as much as he should have. So that's a conversation for him and I. Also, they said that our live school room looks awful and it needs to be decorated. And they need some LED lights. And I'm like, okay, well, eventually that's going to happen, but not today. So y'all think of how you want to decorate it and we'll do that. But, and I can't read from here what else is on there. But I do have that on the wall for them to reflect. Like if something's bothering you, or something was like, oh, that was really great, go ahead and write it on the Post-it so we know what's going on. One problem was there was a group of kids that didn't want to go to a certain teacher's classroom because he wasn't very friendly. And I said, that's funny because he's one that commented me on what a great job you guys are doing. So I don't think that you should feel like that. Maybe that's just his teacher face. And so they got over that. But for a while, nobody wanted to deliver to that classroom. It was kind of funny, actually.
That's an awesome little nugget, because that's like just that process, like what's working, what's not working, and then going through all their ideas. And some of them, like the LED lights, maybe not be totally applicable, but that's still awesome because that's something they're going to do like when they get jobs later on and they're managing people and they're leading people, like, and they're doing that as in middle school. That's awesome.
Right. And the whole teamwork thing, like he's not doing his part. Well, you're part of the team, you're part of the council, you're going to have to step up here. Thinking of what else I need to talk about. Oh, I was worried about was upsetting teachers. When this idea first crossed my mind, I'm like, I know how I can't stand a tech deck on a desk in class. And so are these teachers all going to hate me because of these annoying prizes? And then thankfully, Miss Toomey says, Liz, that is a class management issue, which it totally is. And so I just kind of had to let that go. But as a teacher, this is something else I'm going to add to the live school process is for teachers. If there's a certain student that is consistently having out, the tech deck, or I don't know, whatever, the Hot Wheels, it's causing a problem, then, after 3 strikes, then they'll be grounded from live school for, I don't know, we haven't talked about it, maybe a month or so. So to help the teachers out, because, I don't like hearing a tech deck in class either. So that's on the to-do list to get that going for teacher help.
So we had a comment from Kelly that I think you'll like. I like the way your experience is making us think 360 about what we're going to do, such as unintended processes and students seeing others being rewarded, and then that have the benefits of that, even if there's another way that's more efficient. So that kudos to you. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
We had, and I think you did go through what Tiger stood for. Is that on the slides anywhere? That
No, it's just from my memory. I just put that in there because those are the categories for our point system.
Okay, for that part, we'll have to check the recording. We'll send that out to everybody once we finish.
Okay. I can actually put a screenshot. Let me think. Just thinking if I can put a screenshot. I can minimize my screen enough to screenshot it and put that slide in. If that'll help.
If not, we can put that in the slides we send out later. That's fine too.
Okay. We'll do that.
We are getting close to time. If anybody has any other questions, now would be a great time. All right.
Someone has their hand up, Jordan. David, do you want to unmute and come on?
Hey, can you hear me? You hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I got like a lot of questions actually. I'll try to not be too crazy.
I'll do my best.
My school's been using Live School for a long time, and so we've got our own like point system going. We had a store going separate from the concession stand, so we didn't have to deal with the food problem that I heard you talking about.
Yes, same.
But there's been a lot of changes to Live School lately that I've noticed. Like because we're trying to get it up back and like going because it kind of got hit hard during COVID. So like we're trying to really revamp it up and really redo the whole thing. But I've had a lot of kids asking me for their code. And I used to print out the code access sheets and hand them out to my students, and then they could log in to the app and ClassLink. But now when I go to access the code, it says they have to log into Cleaver.
Yeah.
So how does that work? Because my school doesn't really, like, I know Cleaver is used behind the scenes, like through programs and such, but we don't actually, the kids don't ever actually go to Cleaver at any point in time and log in through Cleaver. So how does that work? How do I get my kids to see their Live School accounts?
Hannah, you may want to jump in for that one.
Yeah. Actually, I think our support team would be most helpful in this situation, David. So if you wouldn't mind putting your email in the chat, I can email you and them and get you connected, and they'll help you out with getting students access. No problem. Thank you. And what school are you at, David?
I'm at East Lake Academy.
Great. Awesome.
All right, guys. So Elizabeth, thank you for coming on. Her
You're so
contact
welcome.
information is there on the screen, and we'll send out this recording shortly after we finish up here, and it'll also be on YouTube later this afternoon as well. So thanks everybody for coming on. I hope we got everybody's question through. If we didn't, feel free to send one of us an email, and I'll put mine in the chat as well before we go. All right. Thanks, guys. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and it'll be up later this afternoon. Thank y'all.